India is a very big country. We have a population of over a billion people, and we are poised to pass China to become the world's largest populated country in the world. We have almost 300 million vehicles on our roads. We face a very big challenge in electrifying the cars that currently run on gasoline. As a country, we want to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels, which are non renewable resource, and to reduce our carbon footprint as well. We all know many Indian cities have suffered from the problem of air pollution, especially during winter season. In this video, we are going to be discussing challenges that India might face during its transition to electric cars in India. Firstly, the market itself. The Indian automotive market is very competitive and furious. The market is highly dependent on the price, due to which big automotive manufacturers like General Motors and Ford have left India altogether. People want cheaper cars which are easier to maintain. Most cars sold in India are under 10 lakh rupees due to the economics of the Indian middle class. Right now, the cheapest electric car in India is Tata Tigor EV, which comes at almost 10 lakh rupees, and hence there is no EV under 10 lakh rupees right now. For mass adoption, the prices of vehicles need to come down so that more people favor them over gasoline cars. Market leader Maruti Suzuki has plans for EVs by 2025 only, which is not soon enough. Its Wagoner EV has been under testing for a long time, but the company has revealed no plans to launch it. Right now, people in India have limited options only. Tata offers Tata Tigor and Nexon under 15 lakh rupees and 20 lakh rupees respectively, which are the market leaders of EV right now. MG Motors offers its ZS EV, which recently got its facelift in 2022, but comes only above 20 lakh rupees. Hyundai's Kona EV has been waiting for a facelift for a long time, and it also comes above 20 lakh rupees. German automotive manufacturers like Audi, Mercedes, BMW offer their EVs in luxury products. But for mass adoption, we require products from companies like Suzuki, Hyundai, Mahindra, Honda, Toyota under 20 lakh rupees. Now we come to the second point, which is the import duty tax. This is a very hotly debated topic. Back in 2021, Elon Musk announced his plans to bring Tesla Motors to India and wanted to launch its Tesla Model 3 in India. But there was one big problem, which was import duty tax. To encourage companies to set up manufacturing in India and create employment opportunities, Government of India imposes 100% tax on cars which are not assembled in India. Tesla was planning to bring pre-assembled cars from outside India to directly sell them to Indians. But this made the prices of car twice as much. Tesla Model 3 without duty would have cost approximately 40 lakh rupees anyway, which would have been out of reach for most Indian households. But after 100% tax, the cost of the cheapest Tesla would have been approximately 80 lakh rupees in India. This is a topic where both parties have their own reasons, but this is a big challenge for India's wider EV adoption. Government can give subsidies to the companies who want to set up EV manufacturing plants in India, which might attract more competition. And in my personal opinion, we need Tesla's supercharging network if not their cars, considering how game changer it has been in other countries. But for long-term business sustainability, I think Elon Musk should follow guidelines of the Indian government to set up a manufacturing plant in India, as it would be very tough for him to bargain a workaround. My third point is about infrastructure. This point continues from where I left off in my previous section, which is the charging infrastructure. The charging infrastructure is growing in India, but we will still need more to convince consumers to buy an EV. Not only do we need quantity, but we also need quality, which means that these charging stations should be everywhere and have a good charging speed. Who would want to wait 2 or 3 hours just to get enough juice to get to next charging station? Reliability is another factor which needs to be addressed, since these charging stations would be of no use if all of them are broken or none of them are working properly, especially in areas of frequent power cuts. Also, government needs to standardize the types of ports that are going to be used by EV manufacturers for charging. We would not like to have a situation like the iPhone and Android, where both require different charging cables to charge. This is something that EU adopted for EV manufacturers in Europe. That's why Tesla superchargers run with CSS plugs in Europe, unlike in US. A good charging infrastructure will go a long way in abolishing range anxiety, which is the number one reason for rejection of EV by a consumer. Right now, Tata has been doing a great work by providing Tata Power infrastructure for EV charging, which is also used by EVs of other manufacturers. MG offers charging stations at their dealerships across India. In my opinion, other manufacturers should also follow the same to help develop area and speed of charging infrastructure. We do have fast chargers in India, but nowhere near the level of Tesla superchargers in other countries. My next point is regarding incentives by government. This factor is very important in encouraging companies to manufacture more EVs and consumers to buy EVs instead of gasoline cars. For consumers, the government should provide monetary benefits, exemption in road tax, or reduction in insurance to motivate people to buy EVs. Many Indian states have such policies, but not all of them. As I said earlier, the government could provide tax benefits for the companies who want to set up EV manufacturing in India, or could structure it this way that this reduction and monetary benefit will be received by the manufacturer only when they produce or sell X amount of cars. This will motivate them to sell more EVs and will motivate them to make them competitive and cheaper. My next point is regarding the battery technology. Battery is probably the most important part of an EV. It's not that simple to increase the range of an electric car. For increasing the range of a car, we need a bigger battery, which will not only occupy more space in the car but will also make it more heavier. The heavier the car, less is the efficiency, which means the expected jump in range is even less after increasing the battery size. Not only that, but manufacturing of lithium ion batteries requires use of some metals like cobalt, copper, nickel, and lithium. Since these metals are not found in abundance, these are required to be mined. And mining of some of these metals causes contamination and excessive use of groundwater, and also produce carbon dioxide during the process. If we are generating loads of carbon dioxide just in the manufacturing of EV, then what's the purpose of moving to it in the first place? And for a country like India, if we want to mass produce EVs, either we would have to set up farms to mine these metals or import them from other countries, both of which have issues of their own, especially setting up farms, because these farms could cause great deal of damage to the country's groundwater and could cause excessive carbon dioxide emissions. And import of these metals won't be ideal to keep up the demand of EVs. A gasoline car will roughly produce 57 metric tons of CO2 in its lifespan, while EVs produce 28 metric tons of CO2, all of which is produced during its production. Hence, if we could improve this, it could be really beneficial for the environment. My final point is regarding sources of electricity. India relies heavily on coal to produce its electricity. According to numbers, it will take roughly 6 to 24 months of driving an EV to make it better for the environment than a gasoline car, irrespective of source of electricity that EV uses. But if we encourage renewable resources of energy like solar, wind, and hydroelectricity, we can make a great impact on the environment. And we will able to reduce the CO2 emissions further, as production of these EVs already causes a lot of damage to the environment and produce lot of CO2 during production of lithium ion batteries. India is poised to become a superpower in upcoming decades. Electric cars are going to be very important in the sustainable growth of our country. And if we could address some of the factors above, it would be really great for our country's environment. It's a really exciting time to be an automotive enthusiast. What are your opinions on electric cars? Do you own an EV? Tell me in the comments down below. For more such videos, do subscribe to the channel. See you again in the future video. Goodbye.